Space held such hope for humanity. A fresh start. A chance for old grievances to wither and die. Quantum gate networks let humanity push deeper and deeper into space. Countless planets were colonized. Governed by the Earth Empire, humanity entered a golden age of peace and prosperity. The pace quickened. A human brain was successfully joined with an artificial intelligence by Dr. Gustav Brackmann. The symbionts were born. Eventually, humanity's more base instincts took hold, and the thread began to unravel. The symbionts demanded independence. The Earth Empire's response was a secret loyalty program that pacified anyone with an AI implant. Dr. Brackmann fled with his closest symbionts and created the Cybran Nation. They would fight for their freedom. An alien race called the Seraphim was discovered by human colonists. The Seraphim introduced the settlers to something called the Way. But despite those peaceful overtures, the aliens were attacked by xenophobic soldiers. Soon, the Seraphim were no more. The Aeon Illuminate formed from the ashes. They would spread the Way and cleanse the galaxy of non-believers. The Earth Empire collapsed. The galaxy fell into darkness and chaos. From the ruins rose the United Earth Federation, an old idea made new. Unite the galaxy and restore order, no matter the cost. The technology of destruction surged ahead. The armored command unit made killing efficient. An army could be created anywhere, at any time. The infinite war has raged for 1,000 years. Billions of lives have been lost. But now the actors are assembled. The final act is about to begin. It is time for the infinite war to end.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game that I will still enjoy by the end of this Let's Play. Supreme Commander. That's not to say that this game is perfect. It is flawed. We'll get to that. But this is a good game. I enjoyed this game. And it just looks really cool. It still looks cool. It's a bit dated, I'll admit, the graphics are dated, but it still looks cool. Supreme Commander is created by Chris Taylor, the same guy behind Total Annihilation. It is the spiritual successor to Total Annihilation, and it is better than Total Annihilation in many ways, but also inferior in a couple of interesting ways. As in Total Annihilation, these campaigns for each of the three factions are exclusatory. Like, they don't run side by side. They each tell the same story, except from that they tell different stories, depending on which faction the player joins. We'll be beginning with the UEF. The Cybran and the Aeon missions will come later. I'll be doing them side by side, so it'll be the first mission for each faction, then the second mission for each faction, and so on. And for the first mission, we get a little bit of extra movie stuff, so I will shut up.
Mr. President.
Our latest intel is pretty disturbing. How accurate is it?
Very. All hell has broken loose.
This couldn't be happening at a worse time.
With all due respect, sir, we're spread too thin. We're forced to defend hundreds of worlds while the Aeon and Cybrans can pick and choose where they attack. I recommend evacuating the outer planets and positioning our forces along a defensive perimeter.
That wasn't an option a year ago, and it's not an option now. We we'll reclaim the systems lost to the Aeon and the Cybran, no matter the cost. What about Black Sun?
Barring any major setbacks, it will be operational within 5 weeks.
That weapon is the culmination of my presidency. I want you to personally oversee its final stages of development. Is that clear, General Clark?
Yes, sir. One final thing, Mr. President. A new group of commanders is coming online, and one of them is quite remarkable. He's scheduled to gate immediately.
Armored Command Unit final systems check complete. Prepare for pilot integration. Gate M7 is charged and ready, Lieutenant. Good hunting. Earthcom out.
Lieutenant, you are being assigned to Colonel Arnold for the duration of your probationary period. His word is law. Intel reports that 2 Cybran commanders gated to Capella over an hour ago. We presume they're attempting to inflame the symbiont population.
Why is our time being wasted with this op? The local forces there should be able to handle it.
Because of President Riley's insistence that we fight across multiple fronts, we had to pull troops away from Capella for other ops. As a result, the research facilities on Capella are only lightly defended. The Cybrans must not be allowed to compromise our work.
Are we there to secure Capella for good? Or are we gonna let it fall to the Cybrans in a month?
You have your orders, Colonel. You gate at 11:30 hours. Dismissed.
Wow. That was a lot of information. Yeah, this game still looks good. I still enjoy all of this. This is how commanders arrive on the battlefield. In an explosion.
Listen up, rookie. I know what they taught you at the Academy regarding Cybran tactics, but you need to forget all that crap. The Cybrans are no longer running from a stand-up fight, and they're not afraid to come at you with guns blazing. Your predecessor forgot that, and paid the price. Start by building some power generators and mass extractors.
So, Supreme Commander is very familiar if you have played Total Annihilation, and it will look familiar if you've watched my Total Annihilation Let's Play. Instead of metal, we have mass. Mass extractors go on mass spots. They extract mass. Like Total Annihilation, it is a free flow economy, so I'm getting 7 mass per tick. I think it's per second, but I might not be wrong about that. I think I can change it to get an efficiency rating instead. It's not very useful. I'd rather have specific numbers. One of the major improvements this game made is the build interface, which as you can see is really cool. I can like click and drag and I can manipulate stuff. Very, very useful. Especially because this game operates on a scale even Total Annihilation doesn't even come close to the scale Supreme Commander operates on. And you'll see what I mean just later in this mission. This is the very first mission. This is a tutorial mission, and it's still going to involve hundreds of units. That is not a joke. That is I am dead serious. I am going to be building hundreds of units in this mission. Very first mission of the game. Yeah.
Now then, build a land factory to take advantage of all that power and mass. Get it done.
So the UEF build effect is this sort of cubey thing. They make a cube and then they slowly bring the cube down, and then in the meanwhile this thing's all glowy and stuff. The original effect was going to have like the cube would be sort of more opaque, and then as it disintegrated this would emerge out from the cube. I don't believe that effect ever actually made it into Supreme Commander. It did make it into the sequel, but we'll get to that.
Unit schematics downloaded.
And I'm going to get a couple of
now build a bunch of
engineers
MA-12
first.
Striker medium tanks. Move them
He wants me
around
to get
and
tanks.
Get used to the controls.
But I'm not going to get tanks because I want engineers. I'm going to have my commander assist the factory. Just speed things up a bit. Yeah, turbo boost. Assisting is much less powerful. Oh, actually, haha. No, I'm getting myself caught up in thinking about the expansion pack. Assisting is very powerful in this game. You'll be seeing me do a lot of it. And one of the things that Supreme Commander adds is repeat build orders. What this means is that I can set up a series of units to just be built over and over again. At the moment it's just building one tank, one tank, one tank. But when we get more units, I'll be able to expand this build order to produce, say, a tank, an artillery, another tank, an anti-air. Or I could say 2 tanks, 2 artilleries, an anti-air, another tank, whatever. Any mix of units, and it will just repeat that over and over.
Good.
Oops.
Now take your tanks and destroy
There's my
that
start
cyber
bar.
radar. There's a couple of units
Go away,
defending
start
it,
bar.
but your tank should make short work of them.
I don't want you.
Operation area expanded.
And one of the lovely. Here's another lovely new thing about the builds interface. Look at this click and drag. I just click and drag. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And let's put up a radar here. And I'm also going to demonstrate here another thing that Supreme Command added, adjacency. But first let's go destroy some Cybran scum. Our basic unit here is the MA-12 Striker. It's a tank. Fairly tough, just under 300 hit points for a tier 1 unit anyway. Big gun, what shoot stuff.
Unit schematics downloaded.
As you can see, they made pretty quick
Nice
work
work.
of those Hunter
Always
life
build as
assault
quickly as
bots.
possible. It'll save your backside if you gate into a hot LZ. Get some additional units online and destroy that airbase to the southwest. There's some
Light
cyber
assault
bombers
bots.
prowling around. So take a few mobile anti-air with you.
Oops.
Operation area
Try not to
expanded.
talk when they're talking. Light assault bots are pretty terrible. They serve somewhat of a purpose in multiplayer as sort of fast harassment dudes, but in single player you won't really ever be making use of them. Now, what we can see here, we can't see it very well without rotating the camera, which I can't remember how to do. No, not that. No, not that. Oh, that's it. Oh god. Yes, good. Let's just wait for this to finish and I'll show it. When you build certain buildings next to each other, you'll get a little connector. And what the connector means is that the buildings are benefiting from an adjacency bonus. So what an adjacency bonus means is it depends, depending on the buildings. In this case, I'm connecting a radar system to power plants. And if you're watching the little pop-up that appears down here for showing the radar's drain, when this power plant finishes, it's going to drop from 16 energy per interval to 15 energy per interval. And that's because building power plants next to things that drain energy, radars, factories, mass extractors, reduces the amount of energy that those things need to operate. This is really important for things like radars, especially later on. You can make quite significant energy savings if you surround 2 radars and power plants. But it's not actually a very good idea for mass extractors. It is, however, extremely, extremely important for something that we will get to a bit later. And something which is phased out in the expansion pack, but which we will be making significant use of. Now this, I have a radar up over here. Here's my radar, my Tech 1 radar system. You can see its range there. And that shows me that there's a bunch of enemy units up here. But I shouldn't actually be afraid because these are all walls, and walls are inert and can't do anything to stop me. Actually, that's a lie. They can slow me down significantly, but they can't hurt me. Now let's destroy this mass extractor. I enjoy watching things explode. And let's have the tanks move up in formation. Formation move theoretically causes the dudes to maintain formation as they move. In practice, formation move is not very useful.
The stronger we become.
Now, I'm pretty sure... Oh, I forgot to get anti-air. Ha 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 ha. Oh, this is terrible. This is very terrible. So yeah, this is what happens when you forget to build anti-air against someone who's got bombers. He drops bombs on you dudes, and this is actually that's a very good way to see. We'll get to see this better in the Cybran first mission because they do air stuff. We can sort of see here how bombing works. They sort of fly over and they drop bombs that just fall straight on the ground. This is a significant downgrade from Total Annihilation, where if you remember from watching the Let's Play, bombs followed kinetic trajectories, like bombs actually fell out of the aircraft with the aircraft's motion attached to them. This will get fixed, but for now in Supreme Commander we're going to have to deal with static bombs. And yes, the static bombs does actually make bombers less useful because they have to get right over their target before they can drop their bombs, which is annoying. We're seeing anti-air at work here. We're also seeing problems of not having enough anti-air at work here. We need more factories. I can build walls and point defense of my own, but I'm not really going to be attacked, so it's probably not much point. Alright, so let's try this again, except this time with anti-air. As you can see by now, the Cybrans favor some somewhat odd, possibly even unconventional weapons. You may have noticed their bombs exploding into a sort of electric-y effect there. That's because the bombs have an EMP effect. And a number of units have special abilities, like Lobo has a couple of special abilities. One of them you can see down the bottom left there is Rounds Uncover Fog of War. Things that are shot by Lobos, which are the UEF artillery unit, which we've recently gained access to. You can see them appearing in the fog of war. And we have our mobile anti-aircraft guns, which, as you can see, just rapidly fire 2 shots at the same time. They're handy. And the tanks with their tanky shots. We also have access to Snoops and Mech Marines. I'll get one of each just to show them off. I won't actually build them because I don't want to use any for right now. This is a Snoop. It's a bike. It has a little light machine gun on the top, but the light machine gun is really crappy. The main advantage of Snoops is, as you can see, they carry radar with them. This is actually really important in like multiplayer because you usually don't have full radar coverage of an area, at least not until later in the game. So having Snoops along to preview radar coverage is very important because units absolutely automatically attack enemies they can only see through the radar. And it's very important that they do that. This is the Mech Marine. He's a light assault bot. It's a peewee. It is a peewee. He has a much slower attack rate, and he's weak and terrible and useless because he's a light assault bot. So, yeah, I want people to get any more of those. That guy can just build me artillery and tanks at a 1-to-1. Where's... I'm gonna alter these build orders a bit. Yeah, let's do that. We can see the Cybran Mantis. That's their equivalent of the Striker. We'll see more of those in the Cybran game, obviously. And there's a Cybran Engineer. Some more hunters, power plants. Missions in Supreme Commander tend to take a while, if only because the maps are so gigantic. And the units... I mean, you know, some of them are fairly quick, but the maps are just so huge, there's only so far they can travel. Let's get some more max extractors up. And more factories. And this is basically how the early game of Supreme Commander tends to go. You just build lots and lots of factories. Tons and tons of dudes.
But don't let it go to your head. Make one mistake and the Cybrans will tear you apart. Blast, there's another Cybran commander.
Not really sure about that, but okay.
The rest of this op is yours. I'm leaving you with some reinforcements. They're a few steps above your pay grade, but that doesn't mean you can't play with them.
Check it out.
That airbase was
Some Tier 3 UEF aircraft.
The largest struggle remains.
And here's some Tier 2 UEF units for me.
Psychobabble.
Let's watch the aircraft fly over because they're cool. Look at that, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. So, I've been given some Tier 2 units. Tier 2 heavy tank, Tier 2 mobile missile launcher, which is the Tier 2 artillery. It fires tactical missiles instead of artillery. And some mobile A flak artillery, which are, of course, Tier 2 anti-air. I could husband these really carefully. I could use the flapjacks, the missile launchers, to carefully take out these things from a range and not sustain any casualties or anything, and it would be all be super optimal and all of that, but it would also be boring. So I'm going to attack them with a bunch of dudes instead. And I'm going to bring my commander down because I happen to know that I'm going to need him. And let's get some more factories. Actually, it's actually a really bad idea to put factories right next to each other like that, because it'll tend to cause things to clog up. There we go. Let's grab all these guys and have them go down there. Now, one of the downsides to Supreme Commander is the pathing AI has issues. Yeah. It's doing okay at the moment, but it has issues. And we can see the flapjacks firing their tactical missiles there. Tactical missiles are nice. They're quite powerful, but they can be shot down by tactical missile defense. So there are downsides. Tactical missiles are also not guided. They will point themselves, like they can be fired from any facing, and they will point themselves towards where their target is projected to be. They will attempt to lead targets, but they will not track the target if the target changes direction. Let's try a formation advance. Onto the enemy position. Oh dear, I really hope that didn't get picked up by the microphone. I may have to dampen that.
Defensive line. I won't underestimate you again.
Yes, you will.
Unit schematics downloaded.
Oh, more unit schematics. What can I build now?
Here's your next
Aircraft!
assignment. You need to take out the Cybran commander. I don't care how you do it, just as long as it gets done.
Operation area expanded.
Hey, now we're starting to get a proper operation area.
Commander, can you read me? This is Assistant Research Director Thompson. The Cybrans are attacking us, and I don't know how much longer our defenses will hold. I'm patching you into our systems. You'll have access to our long-range radar.
Let's clear out stuff in the middle so our guys have room to get through. Because these walls really do muck up pathing. Something fierce. There's going to be a bit of friendly fire, but I don't care. What the? Huh, that was odd. Over here we have a research base with a really big gun! A really big gun! They're going to refer to that as a light artillery
Your leaders are nothing
installation.
more than liars.
Just
Do
wait.
not believe their propaganda.
It's going to be beautiful.
Commander, we have a light artillery installation available, but we don't have enough power to fire it. The Cybran has some Tech 2 power generators to the far west. If you can capture one of them, we can tap into your grid and fire the weapon.
Light.
I like it.
Light
Go capture one of those
artillery.
Tech 2 power generators.
Light. Fortunately, they're actually relatively well defended by these plasma cannons, and they're smart enough to have some engineers on standby to repair their defenses. So they can actually withstand fairly well. Let's have him make some more mass extractors. And you may note that the engineer has the little capture order down here. Yeah, any builder can capture in this game. Although commanders are definitely the best. Well, actually, I don't think they're the best at it, but they're the best I have access to at the moment. As capture strength is related to build power, and commanders definitely have more build power than normal engineers. We got some Cybran lasers. Cybrans like lasers and legs. Stuff's getting blown up. It's not cool. Excellent, they're all going to the right place. those bombers. Doing a number. Doesn't matter. All replaceable. Units in Supreme Commander are highly expendable. They will die by the dozen. And that's okay. Because you're building them by the 100. As you can see, Tech 1 AA leaves something to be desired when firing at bombers. Now, I want to grab the artilleries and have them shoot up these walls. Note these trees, by the way. Yeah, crush the trees! Crush the trees! Units crush trees. I'm not going to really talk about the Tier 2 guys too much because we can't build them right yet. I will talk about them more when we can build them. And let's see about destroying these walls so our guys can get through. Because there is the thing we want to get at behind this wall. Specifically, one of the Tech 2 power generators. You can see them right here. There's a bunch of other power stuff around them, but there's no defenses, so once we get the commander through, you can just waltz right in. And as we can see, land-based anti-air leaves something to be desired. So I'm gonna have my air factory build some interceptors and have them put on patrol. Commander is having trouble.
The Cybran's base. All of their anti-air towers are positioned along their southern perimeter.
And this is why...
Round up some
Commander
ground
under
forces and
attack.
destroy those anti-air towers, Rookie.
Oh no!
Once they're down, bomb the Cybrans back to the Stone Age. You should also look at getting a second base off the ground.
System
There's a lot
enabled.
of mass where the Cybran defensive line was positioned. Check it out.
Fortunately, commanders are quite powerful units in their own right. The big blue ball you saw me firing there was the overcharge attack, which is this game's equivalent of the D-gun. Unlike the D-gun, it does not insta-kill everything. It also doesn't fire in a line. Instead, it does this sort of, it just fires like a blob that explodes. That said, it still does a huge amount of damage, enough to one-hit kill most, units, non-commander units and non-structures in the game. And it does also hit in AoE, which means that it's very good for destroying tightly packed blobs of dudes. We're going to capture that Tech 2 power generator. We got some interceptors up. Interceptors just fire machine guns at enemy aircraft. As you can see, the little yellow indicator there, that actually shows that the interceptors have fuel. If they run out, they will start going really slow and have to land to recover their fuel. So I should actually not have them on patrol. Normally I would have refueling stations, but we haven't got that tech yet, so I can't. That said, I can now do... yes. We will now be streaming all our reinforcements right into the back of the enemy base, which is great. Another neat thing you can do, you can queue up build orders on factories that aren't finished yet. Oh, handy. We don't care about the rest of this stuff, we just want to capture one of these so we can get the artillery. Capture meters, little orange meter down here. And it's almost done. And take 2 power to
Never admit defeat!
Light artillery. Light artillery. Mm-hmm. Where are you gonna fire light artillery? Ooh. And if we look here at sort of this range, we should be able to see where it lands. Oh, there it is. Kaboom! Oh, it killed a bunch of stuff. There's the scar left by the light artillery. Mm-hmm. And we will have these guys move in to assault the front as we hammer the back. Habits. And now that we've got some interceptors, let's add some bombers to our air force. Probably won't need them, but hey, you never know. Look at all this wreckage. Reclaiming is of course a thing, and it is just as important, if not more so, as it was in Total Annihilation. Advance! Advance, my forces, advance! It is time to crush the enemy. And this is the UEF bomber, the Scorcher, and he's called that for a good reason. Let's see if we can get his bombs off on something to show it off. The UEF bombers have a neat side effect on their bombs. Boom! Napalm! Oh dear. Cybran anti-air. But hey, we found the enemy commander. Let's kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Oh, I opened the console. Whoops. Kill him. Come on, Leopard 11. You're going down. Oh, he's got 400 health. Come on, guys. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, guys. You can get him. noticed he's firing super fast.
Damn it! Recall!
You actually took him down.
I guess we'll talk
Maybe you
about
are
that next
cut out
time.
for this.
So that was
We
mission
appreciate
1.
the assistance, Commander, but... Oh my god. The Cybrans took Dr. Sweeney. He's one of our top researchers and key to Black Sun.
Shut up, Thompson. You eggheads get back to what you were doing. We'll worry about Sweeney.
Sir, General Clark sends her congratulations for successfully completing your first mission.
And we're done. I will see you guys next time with Cybran Mission 1.